there Libra, welcome back to Wild Lotus Tarot. This is going to be your abundance update for December, and in this reading Libra we look at all things work, money, opportunity, finance, and generally if the cups come out they indicate moving towards fulfillment in those areas. So let's get started. I will be drawing you a couple of angels of abundance first, then a lead tarot card from the Moonchild Tarot before getting out the tarot positions with the Rider-Waite clarified with the Starchild Tarot. So let's see what might be in store for you, Libra. All right, I'll take this one that's face up and the one that has fallen just there. Bountiful nature. Spending time in nature helps shift you to a higher vibration and reminds you of God's infinite abundance. Go outside and enjoy a walk or hike with your pet, meditate beneath a tree, garden, sit under the stars, or do some activity to connect with the limitless vastness. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot about, you know, dropping out of the overthinking and the being, and that kind of gets us into a more expansive energy. And we've got 7 vows of poverty. Dear one, there is no need to suffer or sacrifice. Hold the intention of undoing any vows of poverty or self-denial that you may have made consciously or unconsciously in any lifetime. As you do so, all effects of these vows will be undone for everyone involved in all directions of time. So I'm kind of thinking it's like moving on from a 5 of Pentacles situation where we're feeling in that lack and it can kind of breed more lack. We're going to be moving into more of an abundance mindset. Oh, shadow work is your overarching tarot energy. So the concept of shadow work, guys, is that sometimes we need to look in our darker corners and that there is, you know, truths in there for us, but also knowing that we all do have a shadow side, you know, where we might keep our negative money stories, our limiting beliefs, and all of that kind of thing that we've carried through with us, or it's been passed down our ancestral line, and know that our shadow side is part of us, not to be suppressed or ignored, but to be integrated, right? So there could be something, kind of thinking like that moon sort of energy, there could be something that needs to be looked at, something, you know, maybe that's going to be uncovered from your subconscious, and it's an indicator not to turn away from the sides of yourself that you may not like to see, but embracing them and integrating them and turning them, you know, shining the light on them. So let's go to the Rider-Waite, giving these a shuffle, and the first one is out, and it is Justice, number 11, Libra. That is your card in the Major Arcana. Blocks, obstacles, or challenges, 9 of Wands. Advice from Spirit or Tarot. The Page of Wands can be a card of good news, guys. Outcome is the 2 of Wands, so a lot of Wands energy here. Let's grab a couple specifically for finance. 6 of Pentacles, excellent. And the Knight of Swords. Okay, let's grab the clarifiers. Clarifying justice for you. Three of Cups. Clarifying the 9 of Wands, I have got the 10 of Swords. Clarifying the Page of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune. And clarifying the 2 of Wands, I have got the King of Swords. All right. Well, we clearly have a situation that is coming to an end, and it just could be something to do with that vow of poverty. You know, in that 9 of Wands, I'm just sort of seeing somebody who's in that fight or flight, who's really weathered the storm and wanting to put the stress, tension, and burden of that behind them. The Wheel of Fortune wants to turn, and I think you might find yourself at some kind of crossroads, and this all could come because of some kind of justice situation that you might be facing, or something that needs to be modified in your life. So let's jump in here in the present, kind of recent past, leading up to now. I've got Justice and the 3 of Cups. Now, a couple of things here. I mean, Justice is your card, Libra, so it can be an indication of coming to power, of claiming your victory, right? And bringing things back into balance. We've got the scales here, and they're the same scales that appear in that Six of Pentacles card over in money. So what I'm kind of thinking is that there's also some kind of balancing in terms of finances. If you have had a harder time, you have been feeling in lack or poverty, it's really time for that to adjust. The cards are saying here with the Three of Cups that the worst is actually over. And it's the actions that you take now are really important, because they are the actions that plant the seeds for an abundant harvest in the next season. For some of you, you might be going through an actual legal justice situation, contracts, house sale or purchase, divorce, separation, or something like that, a dispute that has affected your monetary resources. And if so, I really feel like, you'll be the one celebrating and coming into power, and things are going to even out because of that. With the shadow work card, I also feel like there could be something that needs to be looked at or addressed in terms of your abundance. There could be some limitations in there as well. So do keep that in mind. But justice really means there is a change, an adjustment, a modification that needs to happen. There is some kind of completion here that needs to come to pass in order for you to move on. Because here in the blocks, obstacles and challenges, it's very clear for me with the Nine of Wands with the Ten of Swords that we are almost but not quite releasing the stress or the burden of something. The Nine of Wands is really about being in that fight, flight or freeze, feeling like the wounded warrior, feeling like we're burning out, and that, it's almost like we are just kind of waiting for more of the same, looking out over our shoulder and feeling like we need to defend ourselves. But that, really beautiful green pasture, is really so close. It's a 9, it's one wand away. And I can see in this reading the Page of Wands is carrying the final wand to tip this over to the 10, the completion, the absolute completion here. I mean, the Ten of Swords is an ending. It's the end of the cycle. It's the karmic rebalancing, the end of pain in terms of money, in terms of maybe not having the opportunities that you deserved and desired. And it could be something because there has been just a scarcity belief or script that you have been running. The Ten of Swords can be it can be a painful ending, and it can also be about a deception or betrayal. Some of you may have, been in a situation, even in a relationship where has been deception, and now we're finding ourselves separating, and we know that that's going to impact our financial resources. We could say the same for work as well, that we feel like we've been betrayed, or, that we've had a dispute at work, and it's going to end our job, or we're going to lose money in some way. Or some of you might be taking them to court, and if so, the cards are saying that potentially you could be celebrating that outcome. With the Ten of Swords, though, we want to allow that to complete. It's in the blocks position, so it's saying that we need to allow that to complete, and then, that new dawn, that new day can come in for you. And what I see here is that, we've got the Nine of Wands plus the one wand that the Page holds, which is the 10 of Wands. So there is potentially some good news. The Page of Wands can be a messenger of good news that comes in, that allows the stress, the tension, the burden, the weight on your shoulders to be lifted. And it could be the verdict of this justice situation, or it could be, hearing about some kind of monetary gain, waiting to hear on some kind of funding or something like that. The Page of Wands for me also means that, if you feel like you have been in a cycle where there hasn't been opportunities coming your way, and you really have felt like you're kind of out in the desert, then, potentially this is the month that you just might find that wand. You just might find that opportunity that lights you up, that you feel passionate about, that you can use to manifest your desires. It's about finding growth again, and the Page of Wands is known, to be that positive messenger that really tips the wheel for you, Wheel of Fortune. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune is about karmic completions and beginnings. It says that you are ending a cycle and potentially starting a new one. It can be a 10-year energy. This is number 10 as well. So of course it talks about completion and beginnings. Here we are at the end of 2020, a crazy year. And, you know, it's a perfect time while we're on that kind of, you know, we're on that 10-year cycle as well. We've been on the span of the 10-year this year. So it's a really good time to be ushering in the new. You know, we've got a lot of astrological action happening this month as well. And on the 14th, this reading will be out by then. We've got the new moon in Sagittarius, which is a total solar eclipse, which is very powerful for endings and new beginnings. So the Wheel of Fortune talks about a luck change. It talks about things turning in your favor and that kind of thing. So I really feel like it's good news that's going to tip the wheel for you. Now in the outcome position, Two of Wands, King of Swords, yeah. And I really feel that this is going to change your viewpoint in some way. It's going to make you see the possibilities for your life again. Whereas before I kind of feel like there might have been tunnel vision, or you could only see a couple of steps ahead of you because of this situation weighing on you. It could have kind of blinded you from opportunities. Well, all of a sudden you're going to find yourself taking a step back with the full picture vision of the King of Swords, and maybe some hindsight as well as to why things had to play out this way. The King of Swords is again about victory, truth. Could mean a truth revealed as well. This message of opportunity, or this message is good news from the Page of Wands. The King of Swords is about boundaries as well. You know, making that firm declaration to release whatever this is from your life and move ahead to future opportunities now. The Two of Wands, it says that you might be relocating, traveling, or leaving a comfort zone in order to pursue potentially this opportunity that's coming in that is actually going to lead you out here to that abundant, fertile pasture. I mean, before it was, you know, behind a barricade of wands, we've got a very different energy here looking out towards that fertile pasture, you know, really with the choice in your hands and only being sort of one leap or one decision away from actually being able to get out there and make it happen. And the King of Swords is also a card of transformation. So it sort of says that your situation is transforming. The wheel is turning. You have new opportunities in the whole world in your hands, and you're gearing up to take that last bit of inspired action in order to kind of seize the day or seize the opportunities. In Libra, over here in money, I have got the Knight of Swords, which generally for me is Gemini energy, and the Six of Pentacles. This is the tables turning for me. Again, that sense of balance. Before we might have felt like we were in poverty, the beggars of life, and now the table is turning and we are becoming that emperor with choice, with decision, and also getting ready to receive again balance and harmony. The Knight of Swords can indicate swift forward movement and progress, but it also asks you not to be too hasty. Don't rush into things. If there is a new investment or something that you are looking at, or a new big purchase, make sure you get all the details and information. Be the King of Swords who sees the big picture and gets all the information before moving forward, because sometimes we can just act a little bit too quickly on things, and we really are trying now to keep the scales aligned, not to tip them in any one direction. So let's close out Libra with some angel, no, they're not angels of abundance, we've done those. The Sacred Power reading cards, just for a couple of quick messages here. Okay, that one's poking out. I have got medicine. Yeah, I just feel that whatever the shadow work is, this severing the vows of poverty, this justice, is the medicine that brings your situation into balance. It's like the soothing, it's the coming back into harmony. And I have got Soul Journey, and I just ended on the exact same card with Gemini, where I said that everything that you are journeying is part of your soul's journey. And yes, there is always difficult times. We are here to face challenges, to grow and to evolve, and that is why sometimes we go through these situations, these justices, these painful endings, but then we get the reward of the wheel turning and things coming back into harmony for us, for, you know, a positive upswing cycle. But of course there will be more challenges along the way, but we just have to learn how to, you know, really resolve them with ease and grace, and be willing to look at our shadow work and see where maybe we might be, you know, the creator, actually helping things play out in either a challenging or a positive way. Okay, Libra, I'm going to leave it there for you, and I do wish you all the best in abundance for the month. Do keep in mind it's a general reading for the collective. It won't be for everybody, and it won't resonate in its entirety for everybody. Feel free to drop me a comment if you're called to share. I do read them all and try to respond to as many as I can. Helps me get to know you guys, connect with your energy, and see what's happening out there in the collective. Has been a pleasure, Libra. I will see you back here throughout the month for plenty more readings.